Hi everyone, I'm making this video to show off my new R1150 GS Adventure from BMW. This bike was made in 2003, originally bought in Monticello, Minnesota by a fellow who took it up to Alaska on a couple of trips, and then sold it to my friend Dave, who sold it to me. And I've added a few things to this bike. A couple of humorous decals in the tank. There's my Nolan N104 helmet. Got a Wolfman waterproof bag. I took some U-bolts and with a brass hammer reshaped them, and with double nuts, one on each side, you can attach those to the Jessie bags which came with the bike. The Jessie boxes are really tough. I know because I've dropped this bike a few times on its side already, and it saved my legs and a lot of damage to the bike. Put some new reflective strips on the back. The original Alaska sticker from the first owner, still on it. And Dave was kind enough to sell me this Jivvy box really cheap, and I totally refurbished it. Basically painted the trim yellow and also spray painted the fading plastic black. And a cool little add-on I thought was kind of cute was at Menards. I came across these tough-built little bags, and they have a little strap on the backside that you can't see here that's used to attach to the fairing. I ran the strap over the top there, and it's basically strapped around the fairing using some zip ties. And both of these little tiny compartments have proven invaluable because one holds my canteen for drinking on the road, and the one on the opposite side holds cables for charging your phone or other items that you might need on the road. Also put a rock deflecting protection barrier there, because when I first got the bike, the highlight was busted from a rock that got thrown up. It already had a protection grill for the radiator, so I didn't need to add that. Added some PL lights on here. These are very, very yellow in color, but they're very useful at night out in the woods where there's no background lighting. I think I'm the first people in the United States to have these, but I got these out of Czech Republic from the manufacturer who made this custom for the 1150. These are nice little head protectors made out of solid aluminum. They bolt on. The original plastic ones had cracked from dropping it several times. I'm sure I did some more in addition to that when I dropped it a few times, first getting it home. That little milling machine that's behind the machine, I'll show you in a minute. I use that to just whip out a pedal extender. And the reason why the pedal extender is there is because when I want to stand up, I want to be able to reach the brake pedal easier. So I just added that block of aluminum and milled it out and bolted it on there. Basically clamped on the bottom there. I painted the crash bars yellow. They look a little bit better with that color, more contrast. Put a new used Sargent seat that I picked up off an auction. There's only slight damage on the very bottom underneath where you can't see it, where there's a little bit of scraping. But other than that, the seat is perfectly good on the visible surfaces. I put new reflective stickers in the bottom there of the bags. The old ones were faded and peeling off. The original Alaska sticker from the original owner, who bought it in Monticello, Minnesota, is still on there. He took it up for a couple trips, and he left incredible records as far as the fuel usage and the repairs and all the receipts and everything. The history came with this bike, so it was in fantastic condition. The final drive's been replaced once already. These are just add-ons. I took some U-bolts, stainless steel U-bolts I picked up at Menards, put them in a vise, flattened them out with a brass hammer to make these simple improvised tie-downs. They got nuts on either side of the Jessie box aluminum, and they hold down things real well. My friend Dave just recently sold me a Jivvy box here from Italy. This tail box here is not hooked up to the brake lights yet, but I've got some wiring harness coming for that sometime in the next month or so. And it was all faded and scratched, and had the trimming was coming off. The trim is usually held on with nothing but double-faced tape, so I epoxied all the trim back on, and I did a quick paint job over it to brighten it up. so the box has been totally refurbished. Fits wonderfully on the bike. And this is a Lindley jig boring machine that I use as a light mill to help make parts for firearms and for motorcycles and things like that on the shop. It's originally a precision boring machine, but you can use it like a light mill. And my neighbor Jeb, he made a new quill shaft for it so that it will accept R8 style collets instead of the original collet system on this machine, which is actually quite weak for holding bits. So that's about it. That's my fine motorcycle. I love driving it. It's a fantastic machine, and I can't wait to take it out this summer and go on some adventures with it in the woods.